Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the TradingPub.com daily report. We appreciate everybody tuning in today. Real quick before we get started, give you a second to read through a quick risk disclaimer. Again, not making any kind of recommendations here, just sharing with you some levels that we're seeing in the market that are important, as well as other things that we find kind of to be market movers at this time. The TradingPub rule of the day is don't let emotions get in the way. So again, the important thing, whether you're trading or investing, it's all about the numbers. It's about what the market's doing, what the market's telling you, not what you're telling the market. There's a lot of good quotes about how the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, things like that. But again, what we typically recommend is don't try to pick tops and bottoms, but just look for solid trading opportunities to trade around. And one thing that people have issues with a lot of times is letting their emotions get in the way and thinking, well, there's so much negative news out here, the market can't be going up, and that's exactly what it's been doing the past week. So again, try to keep your emotions out of it. Look at the numbers and ask yourself, say, what is the market telling me? What are the numbers telling me? And then trade off of that instead of just what your emotions are trying to tell you. Real quick before we get started into the two charts today, two articles that I found very interesting. Everyone knows that housing has been bad, housing's still bad and continues to be bad, and is really a reason for this, a lot of the volatility in the market and a lot of the stuff that we're seeing with banks. But at some point, more than likely, housing will turn around. And an interesting article that I read today, it was by the ETF professor at Benzinga, is just kind of giving some ETFs to get exposure to the mortgage market. So again, at some point, and whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, but again, at some point, I would imagine that there's going to be some good opportunities in the mortgage arena. A lot of times, what you see during things like this, you'll see a wipeout. You'll see a wipeout of all the weak hands, and then the ones that are left actually end up coming out stronger. But again, not saying that this is time to buy mortgage stocks or ETFs, but here's just a couple to keep an eye on to give you a look at the overall sector. It's very helpful. It's KME, MBG, VMBS, and then MORT. So again, good article here. It's 4 mortgage ETFs your broker forgot to mention. And then just another article that I thought was very helpful and something that we talk a lot about at the Trading Pub is just the global market and the importance of understanding what's going on in the global economy. And here's an article just kind of giving you a policy week in review on the different central banks, seeing what some of the other central banks are doing with their interest rates as we get into time for the Fed announcement from the U.S. So again, just very helpful to kind of get an idea of what the other markets are looking at, other countries, and then also what's coming up on the horizon. Give you some important dates here. It's extremely important to understand what's going on in the global market. All right, now let's take a look at the charts. And two things we want to point out. We've got the S&Ps here. This is the overnight session. If you notice that we opened up in the Globex session, that's the overnight in the S&Ps. We actually rallied up to about 1242, 1243, so that's going to be an important area to watch. A couple numbers to the upside on the S&P futures, that's 1242, 1245, and then 1256 is going to be a huge area. So again, that's 1256 S&P futures, which should be about 1260, 61 on the SPX for those of you watching the cash. As far as support goes, we saw 1232, 1233 is a big support area. So you want to watch that. Below that, 1230, and then we start to get back down to that 1222 to 1220 area, which is also important. The other chart that I want to look at is gold. Last week, one of the numbers we talked about gold, when gold was up here making new highs, we said gold really needed to hold that swing low here around 1655. Note when we gapped down, we broke 1655. And we actually came down to a low right around 1603. If you notice, this is just below the lows here that were put in previously, and you'll see that a lot of times in a market. If we come down a lot and start to test a major swing low like you see here, a lot of times the market will go just below that, kind of run some stops, and then reverse and go higher. So again, you saw that in gold where it went just below it, ran through all the people that were long and had stops just below 1605, stopped those out, and then reversed and is back to the 1655 area, which was the pivotal area last week. So we're going to use this 1650 as a really good pivot area on gold. So again, that's the daily report for the week. And just want to remind you guys, we've got our next event coming up on Thursday. If you are interested in joining, we're going to take a look at several different option strategies on some of the top trading stocks, but you can register for that at TradingPub.com and click on Pub Events. Hope everyone has a good day and good trading.